Creating this painting was a bit of a magical journey where I just played and added layer after layer of colors and papers and fabric. There was no difficult part in this painting where I had to work hard to figure out what the next steps were or what direction I wanted the painting to go in. This one just flowed from beginning to end, and I wanted to share a bit of the journey with you in hopes to inspire you with your intuitive painting. These circles were made with a combination of acrylic inks and alcohol inks that I just played around with to see what happened. I was able to complete the entire canvas outside, which is my absolute favorite place to paint. Starlit was a labor of love with layers and layers of paint, plaster, ink, papers, and fabrics. I used my hands, a plastic card, a palette knife, every now and then a paintbrush. When I started, I had no plan of what I was creating. I just started putting paint on the canvas and playing. I started to doodle on the canvas. I created boxes around colors, shapes, and papers that I liked. I knew that when paint, water, or medium was added later onto the canvas, it would activate these colors. The yellow paint that I'm using here was a handmade paint that I was having fun playing with, just to see how it looked and how it felt, how it blended with the canvas, the collage pieces, and the other types of paint. I had so much fun creating Starlit, and I think the final result is a very fun painting. It's colorful, it's magical, it's whimsical, it's beautiful. Starlit has inspired a new workshop that will be released this summer. It will be called Figurative Fun, and in this workshop, I'll go through each layer of this type of collage art and to find a shape that's hiding there within your paint and collage and create a dynamic, fun piece of art for your wall or for someone else's. There were a couple parts in the earliest layers that I really liked, so I masked them off, which is something I don't normally do, and I thought I would see if they could blend in and work well with the later layers in the canvas. At some point, I decided I was going to put the colors in the collage papers into boxes and make it have a bit of a grid pattern. I started to create boxes around the colors and shapes and papers. One morning when I was having my coffee on the deck and looking at the painting from a distance, I saw the figure on the canvas. It was unmistakable. Her big hair, her shoulders that were a little tensed up. That's when I started to block out the white around her and outline her shape. Her hair was lopsided with more hair on one side than the other, and her shoulders were a bit lopsided too, with one shoulder higher than the other. But I left it like that. I liked how organic it was. I liked the movement, and I liked this shape with all its irregularities and obvious femaleness. I used acrylic ink and water to create drips down from her hair to give a feeling of colorful tendrils coming down below the line of her hair. I masked the painting around the shape of her hair and body using a heavy body white titanium paint that had thick coverage but was also heavy enough to skip over some of the textured parts. I used a heavy body white titanium paint and a few favorite stencils to add in some three-dimensional elements to her hair and to her clothing. I call this type of creating mindful creativity. I gravitate towards it when I feel overwhelmed. By allowing your intuition to guide you, you can embrace the meditative quality of the creative process. An added bonus is that sometimes the most profound and unexpected art emerges when you let go of preconceived notions and let your instincts take the lead. Would you like to create in a more mindful way? Check out the links below to my free art workshop. I have a free download too. It's called Spark Your Creativity, a 30-day creative adventure. It's a month's worth of creative prompts to freshen up your creative practice. and follow me on Instagram for my day-to-day art explorations. Thanks for taking the time to watch me create Starlit, and I hope it has left you feeling inspired.